brothers, AJ and Charlie. AJ was an architect and Charlie designed furniture and worked for Heels. AJ designed Odeons. He worked for a firm who had the commission to design all 1930s.
It's quite an artistic family then.
Art was everything, really, to my father. My mother couldn't draw a thing. She'd get very cross about it. They were artistic and musical. My father's mother, when she was widowed, taught the piano, and my father played the piano well and sang. Again, my mother was tone deaf. Used to get right across about it. And I had the nanny in my room and my two sisters, Bronwyn and Kerris. One was 15 when I was born and the other was 11. So they were a lot older than me and I was a bit like an only child. And they had gone to the local village school where they lived at the time when they were young. My father had become a bit protective by the time I was born. Also, he felt a war was imminent, which it was. And so I went to a school run by two Welsh ladies, and I think the Welsh ladies figured large, and they were called the Miss Bellises. And that was a nice little school down really near the drive outside our house. We had a house that stood on its own on a hill with a big drive up to it. And when I went to school, the children started to talk about parents and mothers and fathers. And we didn't use those terms in our house. We used Christian names, and my father was Jack and my mother was Nellie. And my nanny was Miss Holcroft. And they said, "Who's your mother?" And I found that a very difficult question, and I actually opted for Miss Holcroft because she was the person I spent most of my time with. And I saw my mother on Thursday nights when Miss Holcroft had her night off. And my mother worked very hard for the Labour Party, was always out electioneering and canvassing and working, so I didn't see her so much. I spent a great deal of time with Miss Holcroft, who was lovely.
What was your school's reaction to that?
Well, they thought it was very strange, but the Miss Bellises knew about our family reputation. And I was once driving in the car with my father. He used to take me down to the post box at night at about 6 o'clock to post letters. So he would stay in the car and it was my job to get out and put the letter through the letterbox, and I still loved doing that. It felt really important. And we were driving back one night and there was an old lady who, like, I don't know if people wouldn't know old Mother Riley now, but she was like a sort of caricature of an old lady with a black umbrella and all dressed in black and a black flowery hat. And there was a lady called Mrs. Flower who did look remarkably like old Mother Riley. And she came and hit the window of our car with her umbrella and shouted, "Russian bugger," at my father through the window. And I was really annoyed. I thought, how rude,
It's been a bit frightening at that sort of age.
What a rude lady, and I was a bit frightened of her, and he just, take no notice of her.
Right,
This was because he had this reputation of being a communist, and in 1938 he'd been to Russia. And this was regarded with a great deal of superstition, where we were. And he'd gone for the British Tile Federation, really, to look at the tiles that we used in hospitals in Russia, in Stalin's Russia. There was a big interest in using tiling in the hospitals, in children's rooms, and he'd gone for a very special reason to see what they were like.
So really did quite a reputation built up around him.
So locally there was, yes.
So how did that reputation affect you growing up? Did you have any problems at school or just...
No, I didn't really.
No. It was more just local.
It was local,
yeah.
Yes, and I think I was really rather proud of him. Perhaps I was sort of... well, I suppose I wasn't insensitive, but I think I was quite proud of him and quite proud of my family, and I was very proud of my sisters.